Shalom. All praises to Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect. My name is Yacobo from Plaintables camp, and it's raining really hard where I'm at, so forgive me for the rain noise. This is Give Not That Which Is Holding to the Dogs, and this is Marquette. He's a YouTuber, and he's a businessman and content creator. So he basically just a normie. All right, he don't know what the hell's going on. He's carnal. He doesn't have a spiritual bone in his body. All right, and I saw like thumbnails of this same thing too. I didn't really want to respond to it, but the apostle got on it, so I'll just piggyback off of him. And I only got one scripture for him, and it's 2 Thessalonians. I don't really have nothing else. This is not unusual. He's doing exactly what he's supposed to be doing. He's an unbeliever. He's an infidel. So that's his forte. So he's speaking a word against the prophets, against Yahweh Shai. So he'll die the death of the uncircumcised. He's not a spiritual person. He's according to the flesh, purely of the flesh. So the apostle Tahar here is what is the 666 Mark II GMS Truth. Let him play. Short video, so you can watch the whole thing. But I only got one scripture.
Matthew 7. So I'm just gonna let it go. And you got, like I said, you guys have no business being on these outside platforms. You got your own platform. IUIC, he went on this guy, something nice with Denano, whatever his name. He's a Hamite from South Africa, and he set Bishop Nate up by having Ron Dalton on to challenge him to a debate. So that was an ambush. But this is what you get when you get invited on these different shows, because they're not going to accept the fact that they're Israelites. You have your own platform, stick with your own platforms. So let's listen. Fair use.
Alpha 1 into the chat. I'm going to get a lot of things off of my chest.
Now, what's really going to say about the Hebrew Israelites? He had Captain Zariak, and Captain Zariak came. He didn't come with that rah-rah spirit. He answered questions, and this guy had a bunch of questions. I seen snippets of it,
I want you to know that I'm holding in. Give me a second. I want you to know that I'm holding in an awful lot of disdain, disgust, and anger. Last night's display was really all you need to understand about the Hebrew Israelites, about all of these black religious peoples. They are dishonest, they are degenerates, they are thieves. They are trying to escape actually working. I realized what was happening. 20 people waiting to join the live stream. Why? Because they wanted to speak on the topic, or because they wanted to grab some attention and some clout for themselves so that they could become a YouTuber instead of a working man and get an easy dollar. I have an extraordinary amount of anger and hatred for these people. I do have a presentation that I'm going to take you guys through, because I will not platform.
See this right here, right? Captain Zariak seemed like a good dude. And he did. Captain Zariak came on as a complete gentleman. He answered all your questions. Like I said, I didn't see the whole thing, but the ones that the parts that I saw, he didn't.
And Marquette is supposed to be a intelligent person, right? So he basically just lumped everybody in the same category, and that's basically what Esau does, and he's doing the same thing Esau did. Now, if maybe he said in the same video that he was referring to a particular group or a particular behavior that he saw, but you know, his title is, you know, and I get, you know, when you make YouTube videos, you're going to be provocative and emotional, and thumbnail, and those are the videos that get are more likely to get clicked on, so he can get his ad revenue. All right, so he's getting paid by doing this video, so he has some damn audacity just to, you know, talk about some Israelites trying to get paid, you know, but he's getting paid, you know, but he's under the guise that, okay, well, you're religious, you're not supposed to get paid, all right, or, you know, make merchandise of the Lord, but he don't know the scriptures, all right. He's an outsider looking in. No, you're right. You ain't supposed to make merchandise of the Lord's house, but you know, he's no one to talk. All right. He don't have the truth. What he knows how to do is he knows how to make money. He knows. I guess he boxes too, self defense. You know, but that's not going to save your soul. All right. You got a judgment coming, and he's a typical 2/3 that's going to die the death of the uncircumcised. All right, he just happened to have, you know, a business, some fame, and he can articulate himself well, but he's still going to meet the same fate. That's the hellfire.
He didn't come with no rah spirit. So you must have had another. You did have other Israelite on, which we don't know this guy.
Or
this is why you don't.
You have all these weird Israelites that are popping up. We don't have no clue to who the hell they are. There's random people that's I don't know if they were a group or they by themselves. They just pop up and say they Hebrew Israelites, and then start explaining what it is to be a Hebrew Israelite. I'm like, it's random people who nobody fucking knows. Well, I don't know. Brothers don't know who the hell are these people. There we go.
Don't go to these other fucking platforms. You stay in your own fucking platform, man. Get on your own tribe inside Joe.
Debate any more of these imbeciles. I would like to say, and I mean this, 100%.
This is why the scriptures say, "Not a novice, lest he be lifted up with pride." Roughly paraphrasing, because all the guys that he was debating with or arguing with or interviewing, you know, well, I didn't see the interviews, but I know, or should I say, I believe that they don't have 100% truth. The guys he was talking to, and neither does Captain Tazariak, but these random dudes that just pop up and say they're Hebrew Israelites. I mean, what if they didn't? Well, according to Marquette, he's saying that they didn't represent themselves, I guess, the way he wanted them to represent themselves. All right, but Tazariak, I know he wouldn't go anywhere and misrepresent, you know, Hebrew Israelites, save, you know, is, you know, the doctrine that he goes off on.
Percent of the black Hebrew Israelites, or anyone that says I'm an Israelite or I'm a Hebrew, 100% of them are idiots. And
so we're all a bunch of dummies. But this is what happens when you guys get invited on these shows and they smile in your face. Hey, they smile in your face, the backstabbers. You stab you in the back. I don't know for what reason. I don't know what triggered this guy. But like I said, I would not go on these other fucking platforms. Well, how can we control the people? Well, the Spirit will lead them to our platform. We don't need other platforms.
And let me tell you something that's funny about them.
He just said 100%. 100%. So basically, he put every single one, even the ones he didn't talk to, in a category. I think that's irresponsible. Shit, we don't even say that. All right? Or idiots, meaning that we're not studied. And what we preach is illogical, according to him. Idiots is the word he used, 100%.
Among many things. One thing that's fun.
Okay, right here, I love for you to debate a learned Hebrew and not just some rookie. Well, we're not here to debate with nobody. We're here to lecture to the elect.
First of all, a rookie shouldn't have even been speaking to you. Some rookie. He's talking about these individuals that just pop up because they want to get on YouTube. Now he's right about that part, probably. I mean, why you want to have a conversation with Marquette so you can get some get in the algorithm, so you can put your information in the description box. You know. Hey, but it's good. But either way, like the scriptures say, you can't do anything against the truth, but for the truth. So our fame is going to go abroad, and people are going to be looking for the right group. All right. So the cat's out. So he's doing us a favor. All right.
Funny about them is that they say black people are cursed. Does that not sound familiar? Is that not what the enslavers said? Is that not how slavery itself was justified? Then further, you dig into their ideas, not their own, their Bible, even though they call the white man they call him Edom, and they call him the descendant of so-and-so, and say he's evil. You read his book, the Bible. You read it in English, his language.
Another reason why you don't go on he doesn't understand this. You can't get this overnight. You can't get this in a 2-hour sitting. He said they call him Edom. They are Edom. When you go to the scriptures, you do what's called a process of elimination. It fits the Edomites. But if you tell somebody that's not,
you would think if you watch the Saint and Sinner, I watch him sometimes, you would think that he would be intelligent enough to actually do the research. He's basically doing exactly what the so-called white man does when they used to argue with us on the streets about the authenticity of the scriptures and why we teach what we teach. He's just drawing conclusions without research. That's cool. I'm glad he's doing that so the Lord can destroy his ass. But he's fulfilling the prophecy of Isaiah, the 6th chapter. It says, make the heart of this people fat. All right? Because their ears are dull with hearing. All right? Let me get that real quick. Duplicate. Isaiah 6. Isaiah's commission. Make the heart of this people fat. Isaiah 6 in the 10th verse. Let me just read it first. It says, make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand in their heart, with their hearts, and be converted and healed. Now, again, Marquette is supposed to be well studied, college educated, in university, and he made every simple mistake, or the main simple mistakes when trying to understand the scriptures, understand the our history. He just made them like he's a novice. All right. Yes, Shaman for fat. Let's go back up. And we're gonna go down. We got Shaman. Let's find. It says to cover with fat, metaphor, for example, to cover over the heart as it were with fat, to render it callous, so as not to heed the words of the prophet. Okay? To cover over the heart as it were with fat, to render it callous, all right, so as not to heed the words of the prophet. So he fell right into that trap, right into that miseducation, misunderstanding trap, because he failed to do research, because he listened to, I guess, some people that didn't articulate themselves well, or he didn't get everything in one sitting to answer all those questions. Did he answer the questions? Did he ask those questions that he's drawing conclusions about? I don't think so. I'm sure they would have gave him an answer about reading the white man's book. Well, if he asked that question, why didn't? Then he would have got an answer. All right, the so-called Europeans, the ones that ruled all right, with so-called black people. All right, and we have icons to prove it. And either way, let's say that they were all Edomites. The book is still not his. The book doesn't fit him. The book fits us. All right?
Not of the elect, they're not going to see it.
Yet you want to claim that he is such a bad person. You follow in his footsteps. You make up idiotic ideas that make you feel better about who you are, which is nobody.
So we just said we got tired of being colored and Negroids and African Americans. You know what? I'm tired of that shit. Let's call ourselves the Moors. No, let's call ourselves the Israelites.
Instead of trying to be,
so we're not the people. We just clinging on to something. That's why I said, you clown ass niggas, you are the Israelites.
We felt bad about ourselves one day. We picked up the Bible and said, you know what? We're gonna be the people in this book, the white man book. That's what these people actually think. Now I'm glad he's actually saying this. I applaud him. Thank you, because that brings joy to my heart that he's just following the same footsteps of stupid idiots, of people that draw conclusions without hearing the proper breakdown. Because you were always meant to say this thing this day. Now we are cursed people. Okay, so he just brought a curse upon himself. As it's written, every idle word that men shall speak shall give account in the day of judgment. All right, he's gonna have to pay for the shit he's saying out his mouth.
Like camps, trying to be superstars is gonna backfire on your asses. Don't go on Sarnetta. Don't go on Sarnetta. Look, Captain, you ain't got no business being on Sarnetta, bro. Because the Sarnetta say, this is my captain, I got my captain. They don't talk shit behind your back and behind the Israelites.
Come someone relevant as a man, you retreat because you don't believe in yourself. So you retreat and you settle for calling yourself a Hebrew Israelite, saying you're the descendant of people who matter. You're not somebody who matters. You're the descendant of someone who matters. It's accustomed to that trope of the privileged white kid when he gets pulled over. He says, do you know who my father is? Do you know who my at least you know. Hey, there's the do it.
You didn't explain it about yourself and see whether you're in the right organization or not, brother. Talking about John the Baptist fell out the truth. I don't know about the hell thing. It sounded like you agreed. This guy mentioned hell. Yeah, hell. It's talking about hell. So I don't know. You didn't explain it, so you got to come back. But here's a lesson for you. Don't go to these goddamn platforms. We don't need. Why in the fuck would you go to another platform when you got your own platform? Anyway, not a single Israelite lives in Israel. There's thousands of Israelites that live in Dimona, Israel. So what the fuck you talking about? Anyway, and the reason why we're here, not all of the camps the same. Yeah, because he hadn't had guests of all GMS, IUIC, Wi-Fi, Sakari. There's so many other break-off camps. Masada, they broke off from Sakari and so forth. Then you got Genesis. You didn't have everybody. So in order for you to have one or two guests on that are Israelites and come to the conclusion that you don't know us, bro. But you're not going to know us. You're not going to know GMS because we're not going on your platform. And this would be a lesson to you, Captain Tazariak. See, you like the limelight, man. You love the limelight. You love the what do you call it? What they say in Matthew 23, the upper seats and all that. You like that status. Yo, fuck a goddamn status. I'm putting these videos. If you don't watch it, you don't watch it. And you can't say, well, I didn't know if the Lord told me. The Lord did tell you through us, but you chose not to listen. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom, and I hope you people learned the lesson. You Israelites out there learned the lesson. I guarantee you, Nate ain't going back on something nice with the Nano anymore because you don't want to get spiritually ambushed. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom on to the next.
All right. So I'm going to read Thessalonians. It says, 2 Thessalonians 3:1. Finally, brethren, pray for us that the word of the Lord may have free course and be glorified, even as it is with you, and that we may be delivered from unreasonable and wicked men, for all men have not the faith. And Marquette, he don't have the faith. Just forget about him. You want to hear him cuss out a dumbass bish? All right, he's good for that. Starting a business, he's good for that. Product-based business, he talks about stuff like that. That's what he has to offer. When it comes to the spirit, he's a dumb dog. Shalom.